Yo, what's going on, everyone? We are back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. The support means a lot. Today, I'll be checking out another highly requested video, and this was a highly recommended one right here. And the title of it kind of triggered me a little bit. Today, I'll be reacting to cost of groceries in Britain versus America. I'm not too sure how to feel about this, man. All I know is I could be a millionaire right now. Oh, I could be a millionaire right now. For all the money I should have saved when shopping. Man, if I move to England, as a matter of fact, I have a higher chance of becoming a millionaire. In reaching that, in checking that off on my bucket list. It seems like whoever we have in office, it doesn't matter. The price is still gonna skyrocket. We paying a fortune for some groceries. I can't even pick up some meat. I'm a little snacks, a little toilet paper, toilet tissue, a little bread. Man, you already at $100. I'm like, this is crazy. I can't even go get some deodorant. You got to get the 2-pack deodorants and all that. Some toothpaste, mouthwash. I can't even get mouthwash, toothpaste, and deodorant from any store. Look, I've tried. Look, trial and error. I went to multiple different stores around this joint. Walking out of there, at least $54, $60. How? On simple things. And then I go to the dollar store where things is like $1.25. And do y'all got that? A dollar store? We got dollar stores out here, man. And the toothbrushes and toothpaste be better quality than the ones you get from these high-priced stores. But we got Acme, we got Target, we got Aldi, Kroger. We got, yeah, man. I don't got Kroger in this state. I've never been to Kroger, actually, but I would love to go in there. I think Texas got that. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Let's jump right into this video, man. I'm not wasting no more time. Oh, this video gonna make me mad. Thank you so much for all the recommendations.
Back home after spending another summer in England, and I'm here to do a quick intro to what is going to be the nerdiest video I have ever done on my channel. I'm going to compare the cost of British and American groceries by first taking you on a little shopping trip at a British supermarket chain, Tesco.
Please.
And then comparing the prices of all the items I bought with products bought at Kroger, an American supermarket chain. I have spent dozens of hours compiling this video, filming.
I feel like she should have picked like a Walmart, a store, a supermarket more neutral to all the states. Even Mexico. Mexico even got a Walmart. Like, man, these countries and states we got Walmarts. Like, I feel like she should have went with Walmart and compare the prices from there at least. So at least I could get an idea. I've never been to Kroger. I gotta go to another state if I want.
Editing, calculating, spreadsheets, online research, etc. Back in my career as a marketer in the food industry, I would have gotten paid big bucks to do this analysis. But now I'm a retired marketer with a little YouTube channel. So please pay me by giving this video a thumbs up, or making a nice comment, or even subscribing if you find it interesting, helpful, or at least entertaining. Thank you so much. Now, let's let Gloucestershire Dara take us shopping. I've been asked about cost of living differences between the US and the UK, and one thing that people seem to be interested in is the cost of groceries specifically. So I'm going to tackle that in today's video. I'm here in front of Tesco in the wind, and I'm going to be going in and buying kind of a typical shopping basket full of groceries. And then I will compare the cost of all those items versus what they would cost at Kroger in Dallas, Texas. Like any good grocery shopper, I'm going to begin my shopping trip in the produce section. Well, let's go look at the cost of strawberries. These fine British strawberries from West Sussex are £2.30 for a 400-gram punnet. Before I show you the price comparison, here's a quick peek behind the scenes to view all the math I did for every set of products in this video, converting from imperial to metric measurements and converting currencies to make an equivalent data point to compare the price gap and see if the British product was more or less expensive than the American one. So let's jump into our first example, strawberries. Doing all that complicated math, the result was the British strawberries are 6% more expensive than the American ones. Bananas are £1 1 pence per kilo. American bananas are 49 cents a pound, and when you do the conversion, it means those British bananas are 13% more expensive. Easy peeler mandarins are £2.50 for a 600-gram bag. Back in the States, looking at a similar item, we have a 3-pound bag of these mandarin clementine oranges for $4.49, which makes the British ones 53% more expensive. At this point, I was kind of freaking out because I know that I felt like I was spending less money on produce in Britain. And the first few items were all more expensive once I did the conversions. But fasten your seatbelts. Things are about to change. Fresh broccoli is £1.92 per kilo. Buying broccoli by the pound in the States is $1.79 for a pound, making the British broccoli 41% cheaper. British carrots, a 1 kilo bag is only 50p. A 2-pound bag of carrots in the States is $2.49, which makes the British carrots a whopping 78% cheaper. And these nice bell peppers in red, green, yellow, or orange are only 55p per pepper. This one didn't surprise me at all. When you buy bell peppers in the US, the green ones aren't that expensive, but I always buy red, yellow, or orange, and they're crazy expensive, like $1.49 each one. So
man, that's why you got to get them in a bag and get them in packs. They got red, yellow, and green in a concealed packaging. The bell pepper ones, if you want a smaller size, and then they got red, yellow, green, one of each for the bigger size in a 3-pack. Go ahead and get you that. You gonna spend about $2-3 on that versus that $1.49.
So yes, the British peppers were 55% cheaper. These cherry tomatoes are 1 pound for a 300-gram packet. But these are the really good ones. The Sugar Bell tomatoes, they're kind of small cherry tomatoes. They are £1.80 for 220 grams. To try and keep this an apples to apples equivalent, if you pardon the metaphor, I'm comparing the really fancy cherry tomatoes in Britain with the similarly really fancy cherry tomatoes in the States. And the British ones were 15% cheaper. These packages of both red and green grapes, 500 grams for £1.90. I could not find American grapes that were both red and green packed in the same container, so I just went for red grapes. And looking at equivalent products, the British ones were 21% cheaper. This bag of baby potatoes is £1.20 for 1 kilo, although it's actually on sale for 79p right now. Again, it was really hard to find an equivalent, but the closest thing I could find in the States for these small potatoes were the store brand Kroger new potatoes at $3.99 for a 1.5 pound bag. That made the British ones 75% cheaper. And if you fancy making some pesto or insalata caprese, a pot of basil is £1.90. I actually went and looked at the store at the size of the basil plant in Kroger, and it looked a lot smaller than the ones in Tesco. So when I did my equivalent, I multiplied the price of the American basil by 1.5 times. British basil, 49% cheaper. A lot has been said about how American bread is just not good, and it's kind of true, I'm sorry to say. So let's look at some good bread here in the UK. One thing I've noticed is that seeded breads are really popular here, way more popular than they are in the States. And they are delicious and nutritious. This is Ian and my favorite new bread.
How long does it last?
It's Tesco Finest brand, and it's wholemeal seeds and grains, and it's $1.35 per loaf, which is 800 grams. The bread aisle is so different in the US than it is in the UK. Most of the bread in the bread section is this kind of sandwich bread, which is not very healthy or very good. It's full of preservatives. And the honey wheat really is not whole grain.
Yeah,
In order to get
wheat.
bread that is more healthy, you need to shop in this section where things actually have whole grains. It's hard to find something that's equivalent to what we buy in the UK because the store brand...
Look at the prices. $3.49, $3.79, $4.69. This is unfair.
Private selection is the Kroger store brand. The store brand has whole wheat, but they don't have anything with seeds. And then this is a really popular brand. It has whole grains, but oh, actually, this is new. They do have a whole grain with seeds. So this might be the closest to what we buy in England, and it's $4.99 for a loaf. This is a biggie. I did actually buy that Pepperidge Farm whole grain with seeds bread, and it's pretty good. The slices are huge, but it's pretty good bread. Not as good as the Tesco bread, though. And that Tesco bread, 72% cheaper. With our bread, we need some butter. So here we have some Tesco brand regular salted butter, and it's $1.79 for 250 grams. American butter is also pretty expensive, so store brand butter, comparing American and British.
$4.19? Oh, whoa. $4.19 is crazy. Forget all that. Yo, I seen that price difference. I got a better look. I got two screens. Look, I'm looking at two screens. That's why y'all probably like, why does he keep looking like this? Yeah, oh, that's bad. No, that's bad.
The British butter was 6% cheaper. Our favorite kind of jam, wherever we are in the world, is Bon Maman. Here is the raspberry conserve. Normally it's £3.30 for 370 grams, but it's actually on sale for only $2.60 now. I was not surprised to see that with the American jam being about $6.50 for a jar, the British jam was 39% cheaper. Although I have to confess, when we first got to England this summer, this exact jam was on sale for £2 a jar, and I stocked up a ton. I forgot to film honey in England, but I really wanted to show this comparison because it's a big deal. We love honey, and it's crazy expensive in the States.
Man, that's not even a natural honey. That's not even a natural honey. Y'all gotta get y'all 100% raw natural honey. We got natural health stores out here, man. Yeah, my pops, he got all of that. He got, like, everything, like sea moss, natural honey. He got, like, every single thing that is good for the body. He has, like, a whole storage filled with it. So, yeah, he's good. He's good. That man is almost 50 years old, and he look like me. He look my age, like he's in his 20s. It don't make no sense. It's that young genes, yeah. Them young genes right there. You got to get that natural honey. Oh, it is organic. It says organic in stores. That's why they try to upcharge you so much. Man, that's bogus. No, it's not. No, it's not. Yo, they be
Comparison
trying to get
shows
over, like,
both of these little plastic bottles are 340 grams, £1.50 in Britain, and $4.50 in the States, making the British honey 60% cheaper.
It's because it's in like a bear bottle.
Store brand free range eggs, medium size, are £1.50 for a 6-pack. I'm going to show you now why it's hard to compare eggs between countries. Obviously, our eggs are kept in the refrigerated section here, and we have these cage-free eggs that are store brand. We don't have them in 6-packs like they do in England, so I'll just equivalize for the fact that they're sold in dozens. But one thing is, it says cage-free. It does not say free range. They have other eggs that are called free range, and then these are the regular store brand eggs that don't say anything about free range or cage free, which means they're kept in cages, and that's gross. So the American eggs come in a dozen, but the British ones were 10% more expensive. Let's compare prices on two different kinds of cheese.
Oh, here we go.
Here
cheese.
is
prices for cheese is
an
crazy.
Extra mature or sharp cheddar, and for 400 grams, that is £3. The Kroger brand cheddar cheese is $2.49 for 8 ounces. It's the orangey kind of Wisconsin-style cheddar. That makes the British cheese 17% cheaper, Although, knowing what both of these cheeses are like, I would say the British cheese tastes better.
Then let's also look at the double Gloucester. That is £2.85.
See, I don't eat yellow cheese. Like, I love cheddar cheese, but I really switched to, I switched to white cheese, American cheese. That's not white cheese, American cheese. Like, I don't know. My dad is from Guyana, and his whole side of the family is from Guyana. And my mom's side from Jamaica. So constantly, all I got in my ear is, you're not supposed to be eating this. You're not supposed to eat fast food. You're not supposed to be eating this cheese. You're not supposed to eat this junk food. You're not supposed to eat that candy. You're not supposed to eat that chocolate. Like, 24/7, they telling me it's going to mess up your face, your stomach. This ain't good for the body. This cheese ain't even real for real. I think because of the color or the food coloring dyes they put in it to make it that color. Like the natural color of cheese, like straight up the original cheese is like this color. It's like this color. It's like a really light cream, a really light beige. Yeah. It's neither cheddar or American. It's this color right here. Yeah. Don't ask me how, but look, when you got Caribbean family members, they tend to educate you on a lot of cooking things. Like they got cooking what's the word, man? They got the cooking smarts, I guess. They got cooking education for real. Like,
I'm looking to see what English cheeses they have. They used to have double Gloucester, but it looks like they don't anymore. But there is a Cotswold.
Okay, y'all take y'all cheeses serious in England. I see that. Okay. So y'all know what y'all doing with y'all cheeses. That color still throwing me off, I'm not gonna lie. But I look, man, I'm not judging it. I'm not judging it. It's just brainwashed. Like, I grew up eating cheddar cheese. I'm not trying to act brand new. But after some time, I was just like, should I just eat American only? But I see you guys got various selections. Various? What is this? Oh, yeah, I got various selections.
Cheese and some aged
Cotswold.
cheddars.
Aged English
and
cheddar.
Wensleydale, of course,
Wensleydale,
and
okay.
Stilton.
I was disappointed that I couldn't do a
the
comparison of double
cheeses.
Gloucester because they no longer sell it at Kroger.
$19? Oh, $20? Forget $19, $20 versus $2.75. Get out of my face.
But this just shows you how expensive the imported British cheeses are. Wensleydale with cranberries is 55% cheaper by weight in Britain than it is in the States.
Something I love to buy is fresh mozzarella. So here we have the Galbani brand, which is for a 125 gram ball of fresh mozzarella, it's £2. And it comes packed in water. There's also the Creamfields brand, which 210 grams, only 69 pence, which is crazy.
This fresh mozzarella is 80% cheaper than the equivalent American store brand.
And of course, we need to talk about milk. So I'm going to look here at the semi-skim.
I don't know if milk is that expensive. I feel like our milk prices are a good price,
milk, which we call 2% or low fat in the States. And that semi-skim milk is £1.45 for 4 pints or 2.3 liters.
Because we have the whole crazy thing going on between the US and the UK, where pints are not the same number of ounces and gallons are hopelessly confusing, I decided to do this all metric. So here are the prices for British and American milk shown in liters, and the UK milk is 18% cheaper.
The hummus is good and it's inexpensive. £1.50 for a 300 gram tub.
10 ounces of American hummus is almost $4, and that makes the British hummus about 55% cheaper.
Here's a nice boneless salmon side or fillet or fillet. That is £18.50 per kilo. Salmon is expensive in both places.
Yeah.
In the States, it's about $15 a pound,
Yeah.
and that makes the British salmon about a third less expensive.
Especially wild caught,
These
man,
chicken
you gonna pay top dollar.
fillets, these chicken breasts, which appear to be free-range chicken, cost £7.50 for 650 grams. I tried to find an American chicken which would also be free range so that it was an equivalent comparison, and it did seem that the British chicken was about 3% more expensive. Not very much of a difference. A British beef fillet steak is £8 for 210 grams. I was expecting the British beef to be more expensive, but
Yeah.
for filet mignon, it was actually 44% less
Why is
expensive.
it so cheap out there? Yo.
A sirloin steak is £4.60 for 227 grams. That's very specific. When I compared the organic grass-fed sirloin steak, it also was more expensive than it is in Britain. Britain was 41% cheaper. Minced beef that is only 5% fat is £3.49 for 500 grams. I couldn't compare the exact same kind of minced beef to ground beef because the mince was 5% fat, and in the States it's 7% fat, but this was as close as I could get, and it's 45% cheaper in Britain. A whole leg of lamb is 13 pounds per kilo. Okay, this is funny. I could not find leg of lamb at Kroger. When I searched on leg of lamb in the Kroger website, all that came up was a Lego Lamborghini race car set.
Yeah, because if they had that leg of lamb too, it's too expensive. It's too pricey to be held up in there. Yeah. Man, you gotta go to a butcher shop out here if you want a leg of lamb. They're gonna charge you about, what? $35, $40. Easy.
So we're not going to be able to do that comparison. I decided instead to just look at lamb chops. And not surprisingly, they were all
Was that toy more expensive than the lamb? Like, you see what I'm saying?
comparison. I decided instead to just look at lamb chops. And not surprisingly, they were a lot less expensive in Britain, about 52%. Here's our favorite sauces we've been using this summer. The teriyaki sauce, £1.50 for 150 ml. Teriyaki sauce was one thing that was less expensive in the US, although again, I've tried this product and it's really not as good as the British one, even though the British one is 38% more expensive. If you want some chicken tikka masala, that's £3 for a 420 gram jar, unless you buy it on sale, and then of course it's a better deal. I was able to compare the same brand, Pataks, in the US as the UK. A lot more expensive in the States, 62% less expensive in Britain. And mango chutney is £4.10 for 530 grams. Unless you want the store brand, that's only £1.40 for 230 grams. Even though I always buy the store brand chutney, I couldn't find it in the States. So
How many people are buying store brand stuff?
this is Sharwood's brand chutney in Britain compared to Patak brand in Texas.
Store brand?
The British one was almost 50% less expensive. Coleman's dry mustard is £2.30 for 57 grams. Good old Coleman's dry mustard from Norfolk was $6.50 for a 4-ounce container in Texas, making the British pack 15% cheaper. Now let's talk about ice cream.
Texas
Oreo.
is cheaper. Texas is way cheaper than where I'm at. So where I'm at, it's even more expensive. I think it's maybe about $2 more expensive over here, like $2, $2.50 more. So imagine my prices. I gotta put up.
Is £3.50 for 480 milliliters. I was not surprised that the British Oreo ice cream was a lot more expensive, 90% higher. And good old Ben & Jerry's, that's an American product, is £5.15 for a 465 milliliter carton. I was surprised that Ben & Jerry's ice cream, another American brand, was actually less expensive in Britain, 6% lower. Let's do some toiletries. Colgate toothbrushes in the 360-degree style are £2.50, normally £5. I thought
Okay.
both of these Colgate toothbrushes were really expensive. The UK
Yeah.
was 10% higher. My favorite are these Pro toothbrushes. They're Tesco store brand, but they're extra soft for sensitive gums.
I'm seeing like Tesco store brand. We don't got Sam's Club store brand, Target store brand. We don't have store brand stuff. That's what I'm saying. We gotta buy these companies' items. Like it says, like we don't got options. We got Oral-B, Colgate. You know, we got a charcoal toothbrushes. I forgot the name brand of them. I forgot the name of that brand, but we got options. We don't got no store brands though. If that's a cheaper option, we do not have store brands over here. Not at all.
And they are only 75p. This is where we see a big difference. When you look at the store brand sensitive toothbrushes, the British one is 57% cheaper than the US. Similarly, you can get Sensodyne brand toothpaste, the rapid relief stuff. 75 milliliter is £5 normally, on sale for £3 right now.
I use this.
Comparing the same
the
brand
whiting
of
one.
sensitive toothpaste, Sensodyne Rapid Relief, British one was 11% more expensive. But the Tesco store brand complete sensitive toothpaste is only £1, and they don't bother with all that extra packaging. This was the only similar
Is it
item I
good
could
though?
find
Still?
at Kroger.
Is the toothpaste still good? Is it cheap? Look, yo, look. It makes a difference. You ever had some cheap toothpaste, man? You ever had some toothpaste that tastes bad, like you couldn't even brush your tongue because it was like, it's nasty. Man, I tried to brush my teeth with some baking soda toothpaste before because I ran out of the main toothpaste. Oh my gosh, it tastes like straight up salt and sugar.
The Kroger store brand that compares to Sensodyne, and it was $4.29 for a tube of toothpaste. That makes the British store brand sensitive toothpaste 68% less expensive than the American one.
As I wrap up this video, I have a few important caveats about how I did the comparisons. First of all, obviously, exchange rates vary constantly. One thing that's obvious is that there are so many more store brands in Europe than there are in the US. I worked in the food industry for 30 years and can tell you that's always been the case, but there are lots more store brand products available now in the US than there used to be years ago. I tried to buy what I actually buy when I'm shopping, but as you saw a couple times when I couldn't get a store brand equivalent in the States, I had to just use the branded product in the analysis.
Right.
Speaking of brands,
We don't have
I
store
did
brands
include
like
a couple American
just have the
brands
branding.
and British brands just so that we could see if the theory holds that a brand is going to be more expensive when it's not in the country of origin. But that wasn't always the case.
Now let's look at the total cost of the two shopping baskets.
Oh,
In Britain,
okay.
it was
122 pounds. US $200. Stop playing with me. 179, $200.
£122, and in the US, it was
What
$212.
I just told you, $212. $212 on what? What did you get? What did we just get? We didn't get nothing. Man, times have changed a lot. In the times it was cheap, I was a kid. I wasn't even paying for nothing, and I still noticed the differences from back then and now. Man, this is
For
ridiculous.
equivalizing, it was 32% cheaper to shop in Britain versus America.
If you're interested in seeing more shopping videos, I've done several other ones on my channel. I did 2 videos in which I did full shopping trips in the US and the UK since I live in both countries. And you can see one video compares high-end stores, what those shopping trips were like, and the other video compares low-end grocery shopping and what those stores were like. So you can check those out if you're interested. I also did several videos where I chose specific categories in the store so that you can see what's it like shopping for sugar in England versus sugar in the US.
Right.
I chose several categories that, as someone who shops in both places a lot, seemed pretty different to me. So I will link to all those videos in the description.
Original video link will be in the description down below. You guys let me know overall how you felt about this video, please, in the comments down below. this was insanely big difference. And I already knew that. Honestly. We spend a lot of money down here, man. Like, you can't even just run to the store and just get some toothpaste, some mouthwash, some deodorant, some soap. I gotta go get some soap too today, man. I ran out of soap. I gotta go get a few things too right after this video, and I bet you it'll be around like $50, $60. That's usually what it's like. I get the same items. It's usually around like $54. Just disgusting. But it is what it is, and we need it. So we can't complain. All we can do is work for what we need and spend our money on what we need. And then when it comes to what we want, we have an option and we have a choice if we want to spend or waste our money on that, if it is a good investment or not. But when it comes to food and essentials, you need to eat and you need to keep up with your personal hygiene. So you better spend that money. Yeah, you better drop that bag. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Thank you so much for stopping by today to the channel. The love support truly means a lot, and we are on that grind. We are so close to 6,000 subscribers. I feel like I was just saying we were so close to 5,000 subscribers. As a matter of fact, I feel like we just hit 5,000 subscribers like a couple days ago, and now we almost already at 6. 6? Man, 10K on the way. Big 10K on the way. Y'all already know the vibes. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And stay safe. And try to keep your money in your pocket.